know what is what.
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is Cult of the Living Dead.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Cult of the Living Dead. So, the crew, we went on vacation this weekend, not together, all separate vacations. So we're doing something a little different this time. Gonna try out some new video formats. So this is gonna be more like topic based than covering a straight up movie, just so you guys don't get such like big breaks with like nothing coming out that week. So we're gonna try this out. Let us know what you think. So I feel like we say it every time if you listen that all our opinions are subjective, but this is going to be probably the most subjective we've ever been since we started the podcast. So today's discussion topic is who are our top 10 horror movie icons of all time? So we're each going to list them. And then as a pod collective, we're going to tally up the points 1 through 10. Number 1 gets 10 points. Number 10 gets 1 point. And we'll see what's the definitive list for the podcast as a whole and our individual lists.
Also, should we go one by one, or do we do the whole list at the same time?
Oh, we can go one by one.
Yeah, we'll all share number 10, and then so you want me to go first? Since I guess all right. So yeah, for number 10 for me is going to be Johnny. For those who don't know, Johnny is the antagonist in the movie In a Violent Nature. It's a more recent film. I believe it's a A24 movie. No, Neon or Shudder. I think it's a Shudder. Anyways, the reason why I have him on the list is when I saw the movie in itself is very well shot. It's very beautiful. It mixes like these great wilderness shots with intense violence, because a lot of the kills in that movie are very unique, stuff that I've never seen before, and stuff that's really fresh and new. So yeah, he doesn't really have too much of a cultural significance or like anything like that, because he is new and newer. But yeah, I just feel like the creativity in his kills are what does it for me, and that's why he made my list.
Nice. What about you, Say? Why don't you go next? I have yet to see in a Violent Nature, so I gotta check it out.
Yeah, the movie was pretty crazy. I think it's I looked it up. It's an IFC film that was presented on Shudder.
Ooh,
Nice.
IFC. I haven't heard that in a while.
For my number 10, I put zombies. It's all encompassing. Any type of zombie you could potentially think of. That's my number 10. They're on the list because they're on every list. There's always a zombie movie. There's always going to be a zombie movie. There will always be a zombie movie in the future. But I don't think they're that bomb. But in a group setting, they're pretty crazy. Like, right, I feel like one zombie, depending on like the movie that you're in, one zombie is either like really easy to handle or crazy to handle, but like a mob of zombies can just get really ruckus in causing. So that's why I put zombies in number 10. I don't think that, I have a ton of other people, and it was also really hard. Just want to say it was really hard to do this fucking list because there's so many horror movie icons that I think should be on this list. So limiting it to 10 was a mission. I started this yesterday and I didn't submit it until like right before we jumped on this. So this was really hard, but I think zombies out of a list of 10, zombies are probably like the last on the list, but they got to be on there because there's always zombie movies in like everything, whether it be like a chemical zombie or maybe like a voodoo zombie or like a space thing crashed into the earth and created zombies. There's just always zombies. So I think that's my number 10.
Nice.
Would you consider the Last of Us zombies?
I would.
Yeah.
It's a cordyceps zombie. Yep.
I think of the Last of Us zombie the same way I think of like the 28 Days Later zombie.
Yeah. I see that
because they don't follow the same shoot him in the head rule.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to like kill the body.
Mm-hmm.
You just need a lethal damage. So that I find I think that's cool because it balances out, like, because they're obviously way more aggressive and stronger than like your Romero zombie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but the balance that you don't have to just get headshots, you can just shoot it in the fucking chest or something.
Yeah. I like the evolution. I know we're going on a tangent, but the evolution of the cordyceps. So like what are they? The big guys, like the
Oh, they're like,
charger.
yeah, like the special
Tanks.
infected.
Yeah, the special
Mhm.
infected, and then
Get
the
the
like
bloaters, the
the bloaters, the
stalkers, the
creep, yeah, the
clickers,
stalkers, yeah, yeah,
the
all those,
spore ones. I forget what
all
those are
those,
called.
all
I think
those
they're
are
just
sick.
called spores.
Hmm. I love all of it.
All right, my 10 is is the first one of the big four. So I got Freddy Krueger at number 10. What I love about Freddy Krueger, I think I touched on it last week's episode. Like I love like a funny, scary movie. And like Nightmare on Elm Street, I feel like was like the OG Freddy Krueger's out here cracking jokes and fucking being an absolute menace while also like decapitating dudes and like fucking putting them into like a blender and shit. I think Freddy Krueger out of all the like the big four, I guess, you know, for those of you I think we all consider the big four to be Michael Myers, uh Leatherface, Jason, and Freddy Krueger. Right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think out of the big four, he's the only one that has like any real like personality.
Yeah,
And so I feel like because of that, like he kind of sticks out, but also because of that, his later movies can be kind of shitty because, well, he just becomes like, I don't know, like a parody of himself.
hmm.
Yeah.
But
It
Freddy
gets really
Krueger,
meta.
yeah, it gets really meta. Love him. He's hilarious. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The fact that you put him as like number 10 is kind of wild though.
No,
What do you-
I know, dude. I got some dudes on here. Like, I'm pretty sure like our top three is gonna be pretty like okay,
Contentious?
but we're like it's gonna be a fight to get those final five because we're gonna have a lot of ties.
Yeah.
Number 9, Twan.
Number nine. All right. Number 9 for me. It's a little out there. But Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
I'm surprised. Buffalo Bill over Hannibal Lecter, huh?
Buffalo Bill, bro. He's so iconic.
Yeah,
He's
he's pretty iconic.
super iconic. Whenever you think of Silence of the Lambs, you think of it puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again. Every time you hear Goodbye Horses, who do you think of? Buffalo Bill or Jay and Silent Bob. But if you think of Jay and Silent Bob, you're also thinking of Buffalo Bill because that's the source material, you know? He's not a slasher, he's not a ghost, he's just the guy. And that's what makes it worse. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to put Hannibal Lecter only because it's too obvious. And I was
He's
trying
one
to
of
go
my
for
honorable mentions for sure. Buffalo Bill's a good choice though.
yeah, because he aside from Hannibal Lecter, he's the actual killer that what's her name is trying to go after. So and the scene where it's pitch black and like he has his night vision goggles is very creepy. Yeah, he just has a lot going for him personally, and thinking about like icons and iconic moments, like Buffalo Bill has some of the most iconic moments, and it's referenced a lot, through various mediums. But yeah, he's gonna be my number 9.
Oh yeah. Go say
My
Buffalo Bill.
number 9 is Pazuzu from The Exorcist.
Pazuzu. I've actually never
Nice.
seen The Exorcist, so
Oh, you've never seen The
What?
Exorcist?
I've tried watching it 3 times and I've fallen asleep each time.
Jesus
Brother.
Christ.
Brother.
Sorry, it's boring.
Fuck. I don't know, man. The first Exorcist movie was pretty crazy. I think the second
First and the third.
the first and the second one could have been better, but the third is
Yeah.
also really nuts. But I think when I think of like a horror movie icon, I got to think of Pazuzu inside little Reagan's body, just being a fucking menace, vomiting on everyone, stabbing herself with a crucifix. That's just some real classic Exorcist type shit. Head spinning around, bro.
Mhm.
Bro. That's it. Number 9.
Iconic.
I mean, iconic.
Nice.
I know like The Exorcist, I think I don't know if it still does. For the longest time, it had the reputation of being the scariest movie of all time.
I
For
think
a
it
minute.
just recently got beat out by Sinister.
Really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, because they did like a test and measured people's heart rates while they were watching movies.
Hmm.
I know The Exorcist for sure during its time was the most controversial and like one of
Oh
those
yeah,
movies that was like it changed the game when it first came out. But like,
groundbreaking.
yeah, I guess now the scariest movie has been uh, titled. The title goes to Sinister,
Damn.
which that's a scary ass movie.
Yo, the scene when the lawnmower scene.
Yep,
I gotta watch it.
terrible. You
I
haven't
gotta
seen
watch it.
Sinister?
Oh, I've seen Sinister. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, but The Exorcist.
Sinister was good. That's the one with like they captured the guy on the camera, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ethan
Mm,
Hawke has been in some like random like really like good like he was like in the first Purge, but like no one thinks of the first Purge. When you think of the Purge, you think of like the subsequent Purge movies
Oh,
because
right.
the first one's like completely different than the other five.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was in the first Purge. He was in Sinister, and he was recently in the Black Phone. Like that dude is killing it in the horror game.
Oh, Black Phone was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, my number nine is it's so funny. I was gonna say a modern classic, but it's not modern anymore. But Ghostface,
Okay.
the slasher movie that reinvented and revitalized what everybody considered to be a dead genre coming off the slasher golden age of the 1980s. Fucking John Carpenter. No, James. It is John Carpenter, right?
Wes Craven.
No,
Wes
Wes
Craven.
Craven. Wes Craven does it again, reinvents himself, comes out with Ghostface and Scream. I mean, he's iconic. I feel like when you think 90s horror movies, the first image that comes to everyone's mind is got to be Ghostface.
Yeah.
Like the mask is so iconic. And the parody of it of Scary Movie 1 is also amazing. Like
Yeah.
it's like almost a shot for shot remake, which is pretty funny. But yeah, Ghostface, I loved it. It was like one of those like first horror movies I think I remember seeing at an age where I was finally like able to like understand what I was watching.
Yeah.
So like, oh, I was like, oh man, this is crazy. And then the fact that this movie had the balls to kill Drew Barrymore, like the biggest star in that movie, within the first 5 minutes of the movie, is like insane.
Yeah.
So gotta go Ghostface. I feel like he deserves to be in that pantheon with Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and Jason. I feel like he's become that iconic.
I think enough time has passed
I
that
think so too.
he could
I
be there.
argue he's more iconic than Pinhead is.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh.
Mostly because I think this outside of Hellraiser 1, the rest of the Hellraisers are like okay.
Yeah.
And pretty much all the Scream movies are solid.
Yeah. What was your favorite Ghostface? Is it the original one with Stu and Billy?
Yeah, with fucking
Matthew Lillard and
Matthew
yeah,
Lillard.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not even on my list.
Fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
take it away. What's number 8?
Number 8 for me is The Brood from The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, what a fucking damn! What a deep cut. The remake or the OG?
Just
The Hills
both.
Have Eyes.
Yeah, both. I mean, that movie kind of scared the shit out of me. I think the fact that it like has a lot of real elements to it and it makes you think like, could this actually happen? Could there be, a race of mutated people living in the mountains, living off of, cannibalism? Obviously the movie kind of takes it to a whole nother level, but just that idea is pretty scary, like these people traveling trying to take a shortcut to these backwoods, or not backwoods, like these back trails, and just the whole setting of the movie itself is pretty terrifying to me. And I really like folk horror, and I feel like The Hills Have Eyes kind of is up there with movies like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, with these inbreds just causing ruckus. I feel like all of them, they not only are they terrifying, but they're kind of hard to look at. but they still have this human element to them, which is weird. But yeah, that's gonna be my number 8. It's the Brood
Oh
or
yeah,
the
that's a
mutated family.
that's a good one, dude. I feel like The Hills Have Eyes. Definitely, like how Jaws made us afraid to go in the water. The Hills Have Eyes made us afraid to take those. Like when you're driving down, I was thinking about this when we left Pinnacles. We were
Mm.
driving down this road that was all like countryside and like mountains, and we
Yeah.
were the only car for like 30 miles. I was like,
Fuck.
damn, I'm gonna like come across like a spike strip right now and just get fucking wrecked real quick. All fucking
Yeah,
have eyes status and shit. It made you afraid to go on a road trip.
definitely.
All right, so what is your number 8?
My number 8 is The Thing, which is this
The
alien like shape
Thing.
shifting creature that comes in and copies you and then tries to assimilate.
I
And
also have The
you
Thing on
spread.
my list.
Nice. Yeah.
Did we all? Did you have The Thing as well, Twan?
I really like tried to dig deep and
Nice.
not do like the main ones. So unfortunately, I do not have the thing on my list.
I have it at number 8. I mean, I think it's really bomb, right? It's like a top 10 creature for sure because it's like one of those
Yeah,
things where once it assimilates, you don't even know if it's like the person next to you or not. But I think that there are still things that are better than it. But I put it at the number 8 spot, The Thing.
Ooh, I have
solid.
The Thing on my list as well. All
It's, I mean,
right.
it's a great character. It's a great creature. It's terrifying. It's one of those classics, sci-fi horrors that just I don't know. It makes you think about what the alien genre could be
Mhm.
because realistically, it could be anything. Anything could be an alien.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the thing does such a good job in revamping or rewriting what an alien is.
I mean, it's a faceless monster that has everyone's face. It's like the ultimate
Yeah,
killing machine. It feels like.
And then once it like reveals itself, it becomes this like ugly amalgamation of just like claws and tentacles and teeth, and just it'll do anything and everything to just like pull you in and rip your body apart. I think that's fucking terrifying.
yeah. It's
That
like
kind
a
of that kind of makes me scared of like deep like deep digging in like snowy areas because like what if that shit's actually real? Because I mean that's what the movie's about, right? It's
yeah,
like stuff it was buried so deep in like one of the snowy areas, and then we uncover it and it just unleashes this like almost like a virus in a way, um,
Hmm.
that
yeah,
just it slowly takes over the world and we wouldn't even know it until it's too late.
Gotta love it. I mean, it was my favorite fucking
Those are number
horror
one.
movie of all time. So,
yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
all right, my number 8. I think I'm surprised if not all of us have it on our list because we all like this franchise. I think this is one of the franchises that brought us all together. Is The Creeper from Jeepers Creepers.
Okay, nice,
Love The
nice.
Classic.
Creeper. I mean, all the movies outside of like the first one are like not that great. Like the second one's okay, but that's more like you just turned into like a murder fest, less so of a movie. But the first movie with Justin Long and he ran and I forget the actress's name when they're getting like hunted by the creeper. Oh, so good. So
Mhm.
good. The theme song that goes along with it. I love the whole premise of the creeper, the lore behind it, like how it's like this ancient demon that awakens like every 30 years and like no one really knows how to kill it or like what to do.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I feel like the creeper, if it was done better, um, could it had the potential to become like one of the like up there with Ghostface because it came out same era type of like movie icon from the era, but unfortunately they kind of fumbled it after the first one. But the creeper, so good, I love it.
yeah.
Special place in my heart. Another one of these
Nice.
like horror movie icons that I saw at a young age, and I was like, this is so cool, so crazy, and I love that dude's truck.
Yeah, be eating you.
Yep, super sick. All right, what's your 7
All right. My 7 is Death
from Final
from
Destination?
Final Destination.
I almost put that on my list.
Yeah. Uh, Definitely the most creative killer. I feel like you can't top the deaths in Final Destination, and the franchise itself. has instilled fear in so many people of like everyday things. Like,
Mhm.
I will not drive behind a log truck. You couldn't pay me to drive behind a log truck. If a log truck gets in front of me, I'm switching lanes. And that's because of that fucking movie. What are the chances that the logs are gonna come off and I'm gonna die? Probably low, but it still scares the ever living shit out of me. And yeah, it's death. It's iconic. It's iconic, and it's so iconic that they're revitalizing the what do you call it? The
Series
brand or the
franchise.
series, the franchise. Yeah, and apparently this new movie that just came out is supposed to be really fucking good. So
Yeah,
um,
Bloodlines or whatever. I'm excited. It looks sick.
yeah,
Mhm.
and it's just one of those classic movies. And like, it's not. I wouldn't say it's like a scary horror movie. It's just, I don't know. It's creative in its deaths and unique, and one of the newer ones. And when you think of icons, you don't really think of like death, because it there's no shape to death. It's just an entity,
Mm-hmm.
and that just makes it more terrifying. So
I thought
death, number 7.
I thought in the movie Death was personified by is it the actor that
Candyman.
yeah, I thought he was personified by the actor that plays Candyman. Like I thought that was supposed to be Death.
I thought he was like
Was
a
he?
messenger, like a harbinger.
Hmm. Okay. I still think about the scene. I don't remember which one it was. But sometimes when I go up escalators, I think about that scene.
Mm,
And
that was
and it,
the second one.
and it terrifies me
Hmm.
because you never know when that shit might happen.
Facts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much. I mean, like I was afraid of planes for the longest. Like fucking the whole
Roller
franchise.
coasters.
Yeah, train tracks.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
Oh yeah. What's your 7, Sam?
My number 7 are the demonic forces from the Evil Dead franchise, which you said you have the Necronomicon,
I do have the
um,
Necronomicon. I think we could
which
split
we can
hairs and
also
call it
say
Deadites.
yeah, we can say Deadites. I'm down to update it to the Deadites. I think
Deadites.
being at the number 7 spot, they're coming up from the bottom. They come up from hell. Um, they're crazy. In the beginning, in the first movie, we don't really see the Deadites in like the full deadite-ness that we do in like the later movies, right? We see them in like this more like spooky ass force that's like roaming through the forest, that's like attacking people with vines and stuff like that. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they
Hmm.
finally infect someone and they, just start mutilating themselves. In the later movies, we see it like come full force when Ash like goes to fight all the Deadites. Um, and then even in the new movies, right? The that new Evil Dead Rise, holy shit!
That was
Yeah.
rocked.
The title screen itself was just so dope. Like
Hmm.
Evil Dead, it's such a classic like horror movie franchise that when I think of horror movie icons, I think of Evil Dead and the Deadites.
I mean, I would
Yeah.
argue that there's not a bad Evil Dead movie. I think they're all good. Even the remakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
I
remakes
like
are solid.
I like the first remake, the one where it's like raining blood. And I think that was like the most blood used in a movie at that time. That was a solid
Yeah.
movie. I
That one was
It
good.
was.
went to the early premiere of that movie.
We all did.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we
was
all
a,
saw it in theater.
Yeah.
We rolled like mad deep. We are like
We
7
did.
deep, dude.
yeah, it was a solid movie.
Even Stan was
I'm
at that one.
I'm excited for
Yeah.
the new one that's
I mean, the
whatever.
last one
In the
that came
works.
out was great.
Mhm.
Rise.
Yeah.
That one
Rise?
was,
That one was
really
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Really
The
good.
title screen, I still remember the title screen. Like just that alone was really great.
Yeah.
All right, my
Hell yeah.
7 is a franchise that's near and dear to my heart. For spooky season, I rewatched every single movie in this franchise, and that is Jigsaw. We covered another James Wan movie last week with Megan, and I think Jigsaw is his greatest creation. The Saw movies, 1 and 2 especially, um, absolutely banger fucking movies, pure creativity. I think when you mentioned Death, Twan, when it comes to creative deaths, I feel like the only movie franchise that gives Final Destination a run for its money, or at least challenges it, when it comes to creative deaths is the Saw series.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the shit that they do is absolutely ridiculous. The fact that Jigsaw is like, he's like this psychotic killer who thinks that he's like fixing the world by like making people face like their inner demons or die. Like, it's so twisted, yet so good. And I love that, like, it's like a mind game on top of the fact that it's like a horror movie. The Jigsaw, I mean, love it. The movie franchise gets progressively worse, but the first two are so good. And the last one's actually pretty good. X, that one's pretty good.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it.
That's the one in Mexico, right?
Yeah, the prequel. That one's pretty good.
Gotta check that one out.
Spoiler alert.
But that it's in Mexico?
I haven't seen any of them beyond like 4.
Well, he mentioned it the last time that we talked when we were talking about it during spooky season.
I know. I forget all the time. I keep wanting to watch them. I just haven't.
I too have Jigsaw on my list.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Love me some Jigsaw. All right, Twan, your number 6.
All right, my number 6 is someone that was already mentioned, Mr. Seiya. So my number 6 is Pazuzu.
Hell yeah.
Exorcist, classic, iconic, once hailed as the most terrifying movie of its time. You know, is The Exorcist still scary in today's climate? I don't think so, but it is still very unnerving and still it's just one of those timeless classics that deserves to be on most lists and is on most lists as being one of the best and highly regarded horror movies. So yeah, I mean, Reagan, you know, all of the special effects and the makeup, along with everything that happened on set during the filming of the movie, like it's iconic. It's Pazuzu,
Legendary.
Number 6.
What about you, Saya? I wonder if we're gonna start seeing some parody amongst our picks as we get closer to the front.
So my number 6 is Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
I mean,
Expound.
I thought of him in Long Legs first because he's so fucking nuts. Like so unhinged. He's like screaming in the car, just doing some like wild fucking stuff. And then I thought about it, and I just feel like Nicolas Cage is the character. I think he's he is the villain. I mean, he was also in what was that, Renfield, where he's Dracula, also a horror comedy movie. He's also ridiculously crazy in that movie too as Dracula. And I would say that it's just another extension of Nicolas Cage. There's also, I mean, I'm gonna take this further. I'm gonna expand this, right? We're thinking of horror movies. Nick Cage is in so many different new horror movies that we've seen. He's in Mandy, Color of Space. He's in all these like really like niche horror films. I would say he's like an upcoming horror icon. You guys see the vision? you guys.
I mean, I hard disagree, but I mean, it's your list.
Yeah,
okay. I could see you making that argument for like Vincent Price, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like Robert Englund.
He's new. He's coming.
But like Nick Cage? I don't know.
He's upcoming. Just
when
wait.
When you think Nick Cage, like, I don't think those movies are what come to mind usually.
Yeah. That's true.
Like so many movies come to mind over Nick Cage. But
okay, I'll revise it. It's Long Legs. I put him in Long Legs.
Long Legs? Okay. Yeah. But I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the vision.
I mean, he's definitely he definitely takes a lot of horror roles these days, and so he's like one of those Justin Longs. They call him like Scream Queens or Scream Kings. He's for sure one of. I give him that label, but I don't know if I would call him as a whole a horror icon.
Okay.
Personally.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah. No, you make valid points. I mean.
I was curious. I was like, okay, I saw like when I saw the name, I'm like, okay, he's in a lot of shit.
Yeah,
but I see the vision.
Yeah.
I see the vision. But
for sure.
All right, my 6, I think, is going. I would be surprised if not all of us have him on our list. My number 6 is Pennywise, the dancing clown.
It was hard to not put him on my list.
Yeah, same.
I mean, I love Pennywise, whether it's the Skarsgård version or help me out, boys, drawing a blank,
Tim Curry.
or Tim Curry. Like
Mhm.
they're both unique and equally as scary and awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
And the book's also good.
Mhm.
I mean, I love Pennywise. I don't like clowns, and I think because I saw the Tim Curry one at such a young age, definitely like reinforced that fear of clowns.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy story, excellently like executed, one of the better book to movie adaptations ever. I mean, he's iconic. Like,
Yeah.
hey kids, want a balloon? I mean, come on, you cannot see a red balloon or a little kid wearing a rain jacket and not think someone's gonna rip that fucking kid's arm off. It's hard
True.
not to see it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Pennywise, it was hard for me not to put him higher
Mhm.
because I love him so much. But I think when it comes to horror icon, because he's only been in two things, there are other things I think that are a little bit more iconic. But Pennywise is for sure a worthy candidate for the top 10.
I think that just goes to show how impactful of an icon he is, that he's only in two things, and yet he's made it to the top of our lists.
Mhm. I had him in my list originally, but then I removed him for my number 5.
Ooh, I
Ooh.
thought you were gonna move them for Nick Cage.
No, no,
And
he was on there. He was on the original list.
okay.
Let's push along. What's your number 5, Twan?
Well, we're sticking with the clown theme here. I got Art the Clown from Terrifier as
Mm.
my number 5. I
The
think
clown off.
as as one of these modern cult classic, you know, icons. He's just part of that kind of gore porn genre where it's just hyper violent, very like realistic, um, prosthetics or what do you call it? So what I'm looking for. Uh like the thing, what is it called? Practical effects. There you go. The practical effects in the movies, it just adds to the realism of it. And the fact that he doesn't say a single goddamn word throughout any of his movies,
That's
is
pretty crazy.
kind of scary in itself. He's like a mix between a mime and a clown. And just he's very he's very expressionate. And the actor does a good job in portraying that specific character. So yeah, he's number 5 for me. One of the newer icons in my in my view.
Pantheon.
He with Terrifier 3, I think at the time it was one of the highest grossing horror movies when it came out. So
Mhm.
for being like an independent horror movie, low budget, it's kind of killing the game right now. And they're already slated to shoot a 4th one, and I think it's gonna take place in space. So they're Friday the 13th with it. So I'm pretty excited to see how that goes.
It's
I've yet to see a
crazy.
Terrifier, but I got to.
It's crazy how fast Terrifier and Art the Clown like came up and came out and like
It's the look, dude.
made a wave. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he
Yeah.
looks like I've never seen Terrifier, but if you showed me like a bunch of clowns and like which one's Art the Clown, I could pick out who Art the Clown is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same way I could
Yeah.
like pick out who Pennywise is. Like the design is like it was like instantly iconic.
It's like
Yeah.
it's simple, but it's like also equally terrifying. His face is like crazy. The presence that he carries in his films is pretty nuts. Yeah. It's good. It's a good one.
What's your 5?
My number 5 is the alien in Mexico from Signs. Potentially all aliens. But for sure
So the
the
Signs alien.
Signs alien.
Okay.
Mhm.
But I think we could expand it outwards like I did with zombies. I feel like it might be all aliens. Might be
Okay.
5.
I don't know about that one.
Why?
Because we also have the Thing on here, which is an alien. And we definitely have another
I would
alien
say
on
that's
our
a
list. That's an
I would say
alien.
that's a shapeshifter.
It's from space. It's definitely an alien.
What about like just like the classic alien, like the green men?
Like the green men.
like the
Yeah,
green
like
men.
the green or the aliens from Mars Attacks.
Okay.
The aliens
like
from
a
Mars
Martian,
Attacks.
like a Martian alien.
The aliens from Fourth Kind.
Mm-hmm.
just the aliens from Dark Skies, like
I'm
your
thinking,
classic
yeah, I'm
alien.
thinking, yeah, classic alien, like the humanoid alien.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like the tall whites.
yeah,
Yeah,
or the short,
Okay.
or the short greens,
Well, this dude's a tall green.
or the
Yeah.
tall greens, or the medium
Okay.
like grays.
Okay.
You know, yeah,
I
The
know.
small
I
whites.
get the vision. I get the
yeah,
vision.
yeah. But for sure the alien in Mexico from Signs, because that scene scared the shit out of me, man. That scene
That was a
kind
good one.
of that like came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like how did he figure that this scene would just fit in here? And it was just so terrifying, and it worked. And I remember going home after that movie and being so scared to like look out my window because my bed was right in front of some windows, and I had to like get on my bed and like twist the blinds to close the blinds, and I didn't want to do that because there was probably an alien out there. It was so scary. Classic scene.
It was terrifying, dude. And for a scene that's like
Fast.
less than a minute long,
Mm-hmm.
it has such an impact like
Mhm.
for the rest of the movie. Because like I feel like before that scene, it's all building up to that one shot.
Mm-hmm.
And once that one shot happens, it's like I remember watching it in theaters as well, and that shit was fucking terrifying. It was like one of the greatest jump scares ever.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a jump scare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
it
you
wasn't.
knew it was gonna happen because like the camera's like focuses in on the spot. Like what the fuck's going? What is that?
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
like the whole audience has the same reaction Joaquin Phoenix has in that
Mhm.
part. We're like,
Yep.
oh shit,
Like,
what the
oh
fuck was
no.
that?
Yeah. I think it yeah, it carries so much presence.
It does.
That's
Such
a
a
good
good
one.
movie. Yeah.
That's a good
one.
I wish Shyamalan would make like another
Like a
like
Signs too.
banger like that. I mean, not just like Signed, but I feel like that was part of his like the golden age of Shyamalan, right? Where he came out with like Sixth Sense, Signs,
The Village.
Unbreakable, The Village, and then after that, it kind of went down.
Yeah. Old was okay.
Is that the one? That's the one
It
when
had-
they're at a vacation and they age fast.
Yeah.
That one,
Mhm.
yeah, that one was cool. That one was
I
cool.
like the
It had
Devil
one
one.
crazy scene. Oh, Devil was
Oh,
dope.
I completely
Yeah.
forgot
Devil
about
was
Devil.
really good.
Oh man, how
Good.
could I forget about that movie? The twist at the end,
Hmm.
man, nuts.
So good.
Yeah.
All right. My number 5 is a repeat. I have The Thing. Love The Thing. I mean, I think Saya pretty much said everything there is to say about it. It's one of these movies that it only has one movie. Well, I guess technically two, I guess the prequel. But like The Thing is so iconic and how scary it is, the whole shapeshifter aspect that it can be anyone and no one all at the same time.
Yeah.
It like just speaks to that fear because you can't trust anything. So I love The Thing when it's up there with my favorite movie. I put it at the number 5 spot.
Nice.
You have it above you have The Thing above Pennywise? Talk to me about that.
It's just a better movie. I think The Thing is scarier.
Ooh, okay. Damn. Better like damn, I don't know. I feel like the new It series is scarier than The Thing.
Well, I think The Thing itself is scarier.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you're right. The creature.
The creature
Thing
itself.
Yeah.
The
okay.
fact that it can be everyone and anyone all at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, also, Twan?
No, well, I'm motioning that I got something to say after you. Not at the moment, but like,
Okay.
yeah, me next.
Like I love Pennywise for a lot of the reasons that I love Freddy Krueger. Like Pennywise like has like this big personality. He's like a great character. But the
Yeah.
fact that The Thing is like what it is and what it can do, I think makes it like so unique and so like anything else in horror.
Yeah. Okay. My 2 cents is like Pennywise literally plays off of your own fears. So like what's more terrifying than your deepest fear?
The Thing,
That's
according
true.
to Dale.
No, that's true.
In Dale's like world when he goes to Derry and he sees Pennywise shifts into The Thing.
Oh, damn.
Well,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
But I think like Like that's true, but then the thing is so good at assimilating that you can
Mm,
be assimilated and then not even realize that you're assimilated until it fucking reveals itself and you're all like monstrosity out. Like it's so
Mm,
good at copying you that
yeah,
you don't even know if you're you.
true.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's
Like
good.
that's like
That's
that's an insane thing to like. You can't even trust yourself
Yeah.
yeah.
because it's a complete and perfect like replica. Like has all your memories. It has all your everything.
Yeah.
So it in that sense, is it still you though?
I don't think so. It's
But
like a
it acts like
parasite.
you and it becomes
Yeah.
you,
It like uses you, but it's
Mm,
not you.
like a cordyceps mushroom.
yeah.
Yeah,
In,
except you don't
in,
look fucked up
yeah.
until it chooses to look fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right. Number 4, Twan, number 4.
Number four is a repeat. So I have Billy the puppet or Jigsaw. Yeah, everything you said. It's just like the creativity of the kills. The one thing that Jigsaw is like stands out from everyone else on the list is that he has you kill yourself, which no one really does. It's always pretty black and white. The killer is the one doing the killing, whereas Jigsaw, it's more like these elaborate games that he's playing. And Billy the doll, that iconic laugh, like that laugh. I'm like, imagine waking up and hearing that laugh and seeing that fucking doll, and you're in some like crazy contraption. Like that is terrifying. So yeah, I have the doll, but I guess it's part of Jigsaw as my number four. Just classic, iconic. One of the new modern classics in horror. So, and if it spawned like how many fucking movies, you know,
And
uh, 10 plus Spiral. So yeah,
oh yeah.
Nice. Nice. My number 4 is King Payman, aka Charlie from Hereditary.
Ooh, the new
Um,
Pazuzu.
I don't got to
thought about
defend
it.
this, right? I feel like we all know Hereditary was my number 1 movie. Hereditary itself, changing the game for horror, brought in like the
I'm
first.
surprised Payment isn't higher up on your list.
I
Yeah.
know, but I feel like the my next 3 are like my main 3. You know what I mean? Um, But yeah, King Payman on his own, like kind of a fucking menace, dude. He was able to coordinate the murder of Charlie. He was able to haunt this whole ass house and like destroy a whole ass family. I can't wait to see what he does to the world next.
Hmm.
King Payman for president. That is my number 4.
Oh yeah. I
Nice.
mean, it's I gotta watch The Exorcist, but I feel like Hereditary, a movie hasn't scared me like Hereditary in a long time. I think the only other movie that comes to mind that scared me as much as Hereditary is when I saw The Ring in theaters for the first time.
Ooh, classic.
I
Mm,
think that's it. And like I thought about putting Samara on the list, but I feel like she's not. I don't know. She's not super like memorable as like an icon, right? More so than the voice in The Ring itself. But King
Yeah.
Payman, especially the what's her name, fucking banging her head
Tony Collette.
against dude. That shit
yeah.
like lives rent free in my mind.
That and
Hmm.
the sound of the saw when she's or not saw, it's a piano wire when she's piano
Yeah.
wiring her head off. Oh man, crazy, crazy stuff. That movie was so crazy. I mean, beyond
Hmm.
horror, the drama that family like goes through, like it was such a good movie. I will always love that movie. If you haven't seen that movie, watch that movie.
Yeah.
Facts.
Is definitely the best feel bad movie.
Yeah,
Like, because
it is a feel
that
bad movie.
whole yeah, that the whole movie, like the theme of the movie, everything that takes place, like um, it definitely makes you feel some type of way throughout the film, and yeah, I almost put Payment on the list. I was so close, but I had to take him off. But that's awesome. Yeah, fucking Payment.
Love the variety. We got some
Mhm.
modern names
Yeah.
on here. All right. So my number 4 was already mentioned earlier. I was surprised it was say as number 10, but zombies. I think
Damn, number 4.
zombies are my favorite horror movie monster. Period.
Okay.
Better than vampires, better than werewolves. better than demons. I love zombies. Zombie content, love that shit. Whether it's the George A. Romero zombies or the most terrifying zombies of all, the Dawn of the Dead remake zombies,
Oh
because
Hmm.
they're runners but they need headshots.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking chef's kiss. I mean, I think Jay, you said it. It's just they're so iconic and they transcend, I think, all forms of media better than any other piece of horror. Period.
For real.
Zombies can be put on TV, video games, and movies, and some of the best things in all those categories have zombies in them.
Hmm. I concur. I
All
concur.
right, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Everyone's top three.
The nitty
I
gritty.
think there's a couple up here that I've expected to see that haven't been said yet, so I have a feeling we all have a couple of them. So Twan, take it away.
Take it away. Take it away. Take it away.
All
Man.
right. Yeah, this is going to be the first mention of this character, but I'm sure that. Well, I'm not sure, but I know one of you definitely has this up here. But the xenomorph from Alien is going to be my number 3.
Hell
It's
yeah.
it's in my top three.
Yeah, it's in my top 3.
Okay, well, fucking all of us. I mean, what's there to say? Fucking iconic, change the sci-fi horror genre. Just has so much going for it. It's like the most advanced type of being, the perfect killer. It's just there. It can even kill you with its blood. Like it can kill you with its
Crazy.
blood. It's super stealthy. It's evasive, elusive, very nimble for its size. Like terrifying, fucking terrifying, and just iconic. It's just an iconic monster, an iconic alien. Number 3 for me.
Would you include the face hugger as part of it too?
It's like every stage in its life is a bigger threat.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to all the ladies. I think this is our only like female entry on this list.
Ooh.
Oh no. Technically, I guess Pazuzu possesses
Reagan.
No, but Pazuzu's like a demonic force. Ghostface is a woman in
5 or 6.
in 2 because
Mm,
it's Billy Loomis's mom, and then I think in 5 or 6 or 7, one of them.
I thought about putting Annabelle.
I thought about putting Megan.
interesting.
Damn.
She's on my honorable mention for sure.
Hmm.
My number 3, Ghostface.
Nice. Whoa,
Yeah.
Ghostface. Yeah, I'm high up there. I
Yeah,
thought I was
I'm
going to
high.
be alone. I was like, no one else put Ghostface. I'm surprised.
I love him. I love him so much. Can you see it? You can see it. We're a audio.
He has a Ghostface tattoo fused with the
Yep.
thing
Yeah.
head. It looks pretty good.
Two things blended together. No, I really love Scream. Scream. I think I saw Scream. No, that I was gonna say I think I saw Scream like as my first slasher, but it wasn't. Like I saw Halloween as my first slasher, but I think Scream was my like second slasher that I've always really enjoyed. Because he was new, right? I think when did the first movie come out? Were we in
94, 96?
Yeah, we were in
I feel like 96. That sounds
like
right.
elementary school. So that's like a nostalgic franchise for me. And I feel like it's really fun because it's not only a slasher movie that's made in like our era, it's also a meta movie that like talks about like horror movies and like just how like weird and goofy it could get sometimes.
96.
96. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's like a meta movie that kind of talks about like how like weird and dumb horror movies are, but it's also like a horror movie in itself. And then they go even more meta by making a movie within the movie, and that's also like a fucking like meta critique on itself too. I think Ghostface itself, like the killer himself or themself, is also pretty crazy because anybody could be Ghostface. It's literally just a mask, a fucking cape with a voice changer, and a knife. He's elusive. You don't know who he is. You don't even know if there's one. There could be 2 or 3. We don't even know how many killers there's about to be in the next Scream movie. And I really like that it's always like keep you fucking guessing who this killer is gonna be. Ghostface number 3.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right. My number 3 is who I consider to be the best of the pantheon of the big four. And that is Mr. Michael Myers. I saw Halloween, like Saya, before I saw Scream. And Michael Myers is just such a foreboding tank of a human being, an unstoppable force. Some say even possessed by the devil himself. It's just a ruthless killer with no emotions. I thought what makes him so great is he's so terrifying. Like Art the Clown, he says nothing. I
Mhm.
think in all the movies, I think he talks in the Rob Zombie ones. I don't know, but
Mm-mm.
silent
Uh,
protagonist. Only thing he communicates with is death. I love Michael Myers. I think the first movie is arguably one of the greatest horror movies of all time. It is. I feel like Freddy Krueger and like Jason, and Leatherface. Unfortunately, in all the big four, the movies do kind of suffer as you go down the line, but iconic nonetheless. Such a simple, just a fucking blue jumpsuit and a spray painted Captain Kirk mask, and just created a fucking icon of horror with a fucking kitchen knife. Love it. Michael Myers, number 3. I'm pretty
Oh
sure
yeah.
one of us has this on our list. Twan,
maybe.
what's the number 2?
Yeah.
Michael Myers.
Nah, he didn't make my list. Number 2 for me is Pennywise, the dancing clown.
Ooh.
Um,
Pennywise.
just the whole aspect of using your own deepest fears against you. He can shapeshift into any. He can shapeshift into anything. He's one of those icons that you guys. I haven't personally read it, but I hear all the time that the book was good.
Mhm.
The original movie was actually a TV series, so TV show great, and then the remake of the movie fucking fantastic, which it is still the highest grossing horror movie of all time, and that speaks volumes on itself. um I feel like it's very hard to remake a classic movie and have it still be really successful, and it did such a good fucking job. And it was one of those movies that I saw 5 times in theaters when it first came out. It was that good for me personally. Um, Skarsgård fucking knocked the character out of the park, and yeah, it's just one of those characters that instilled fear to so many kids or and adults, and like that made them hate clowns. I mean, I was one of those people. After watching the first one, I hated going to the circus. I still don't really go to the circus. Um, yeah, I mean, Skarsgård or Curry, you can go either way, and they both knocked that character out of the park, and they're both terrifying in their own right. So, yeah, number 2 is Pennywise.
Completely agree. What's your number 2, Saya?
My number 2 is the perfect killing machine, the xenomorph.
Ooh, the xenomorph.
Yeah. Everything said before, they're like nimble, fast. They're borderline unkillable. I mean, you can kill them, but you got to dump like hella rounds, and it has to be like really far down range, and their blood has to spew in an area that wouldn't fuck up the atmosphere around it, right? And you're already in space. And so if you shoot a xenomorph in space and that blood hits like the spaceship wall, everyone's dead. Um, so yeah, xenomorphs are terrifying fucking creatures. I think that they belong in the number 2 spot, and anything else is wrong. And xenomorphs is number 2.
Nice. My number 2 is the Necronomicon or Deadites.
Ooh.
Um, I think Evil Dead is my favorite horror franchise of all time. I like every single movie in the series. They're all good for their own way. And the Deadites are just like what I love about them is they're like zombies mixed with like demons, and they're just as equally unkillable. And like I've said before, I like a little comedy with my horror, and especially Evil Dead 2 and 3 definitely brings the comedy in spades. So I love the Deadites. I feel like Saya covered most of what makes them so terrifying.
Mhm.
So let's move it on to our number one picks. I think I have an idea of who's Twan's number one is. So Twan, take
Oh,
it
facts.
away.
Yeah, I mean, that's my boy right there. Leatherface, man. Iconic is just changed horror uh for for the better. Folk horror, I'm a big banger for folk horror. The introduction to Leatherface in the movie, one of the best like jump scare moments because it's so unsuspecting and catches you off guard. Just like the macabre feel and the like grittiness and the nastiness of the movie. Just I don't know, it makes you feel gross and definitely evokes some type of emotion. I would say he's the original like American killer because it is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so it does take place in America. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the first one to come out of the big four, so it like set the foundation for what horror is and what horror can be. And the fact that it was a low budget movie and had the success that it had and garnered the following that it did, um iconic. And this is my personal opinion, but the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake with Jessica Biel is the best horror remake out of all like the big four. um
I agree.
and that
Yeah, I agree.
remake changed it started like a domino effect, and after that remake we started getting remake after remake. Like we got the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street right after this one, so it like again laid the foundation for even the next generation of remade horror movies. um the one that recently came out on Netflix, I banged for that movie. I thought it was really cool. I liked the kills. It felt like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It didn't feel as goofy as some of the other remakes, and some of the remakes in this franchise, I will say, are very goofy. And like it's just the path that some of these classic characters kind of take on. But as a whole, like Leatherface, terrifying for me. It's my favorite, my number one icon. And I'm a little sad that neither of you had him on your list, and it's kind of bugging me a bit. But whatever, fuck you both.
I had him. I
Number
had him in
one.
my honorable mentions for sure.
Yeah, I definitely saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre after I saw the other big four, like way later in life. So it didn't have the same like foundational effect on me. It was more like, damn, they made this movie in the 70s. This movie's fucking crazy. What the fuck?
Mhm. I remember I'd agree the Jessica Biel remake
I
was
saw
so
that one before I saw the original.
yeah, same. And it was so terrifying.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, but I didn't have him in my list. Um
Here, I
Fuck you
number
know
both.
number
number
one
one.
spot. You guys hear that? You don't hear it because it's the fucking shape. Michael Myers coming in at the number one spot. I think he deserves to be number one. He's an unrelenting, unstoppable force. You think that you've escaped him by running or getting in your car and driving for miles? No, he's right behind you. He's been behind you the whole time. And he's gonna come up and he's just gonna murder you casually. And then he's
He
gonna
had the ox the whole time.
and then he's gonna put it and then he's gonna put a sheet over his head and put some glasses on, and then he's gonna go murder some other people. He's so unstoppable. He's so iconic. He spawned, like you said, so many different like movies, franchise. It's a whole thing. I think when you think of like the big four, I see him as the number one guy or in the center. I feel like he's the center guy. When you're looking at the spread, he's the number one dude
The center of what? Four?
of the big four.
There's no center.
Yeah, don't just keep going. Keep going. What's your number one?
Oh shit. My number one is the xenomorph,
Nice.
the alien. Uh, what hasn't been said about the xenomorph? I mean, there's a reason why I made all our top three. It is
Yeah.
iconic, terrifying, super creative. Um, the the whole lore behind the aliens, everything about it, love it. I mean, like it's one of the few movies where I feel like most of the movies in the franchise are solid, if not straight up classics. One and two, all timers for
Yeah.
different genres. Three sucks. Four is kind of not that good. Five's pretty good. We don't talk about Prometheus.
Hmm.
Love Alien. We got to figure out what is going to be our definitive top 10 of the pod. All right. So that's our top 10. Xenomorph, Michael Myers, Pennywise, Deadites, Jigsaw, Leatherface, Ghostface, The Thing, Zombies, and Pazuzu.
I fuck with this list.
It's a pretty good top 10.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
solid.
We cover a pretty broad range of horror movies, and we
Yeah,
have
a mix of modern.
one of each, like possession, so demonic, like regular humans, aliens, zombies. Yeah, it's a good list.
I think
The,
King
the
Payment
alien
got
in Mexico from Signs.
I think King Payment got snubbed.
You think King? I'm for arguing like why Pazuzu should be on the list over King Payment. I would think.
You're right. No, I know. In terms of like demonic power, I think King Payment also in like the lore is from like a lesser hell. I think Payment was like a higher up demon on the list.
I mean Pazuzu.
I mean the flipped, yeah, flipped. Sorry, I think Payment is like a lower lesser demon, and then Pazuzu is like a higher level one. So it makes sense. I'm just saying.
I mean,
I
the
love
fact
I love Hereditary
that
so much.
And then like
Hereditary essentially made the top
top
10,
10.
like
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's cool too because I think the argument could be made that Hereditary is the spiritual successor to Exorcist.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So to run down our list, guys, because I'm probably going to keep this part because it's a good conversation. So at number one, we have Xenomorph with a total of 27 points. By far the highest scored. It like dominated and won by a landslide.
Yeah.
Number two, we have Michael Myers with 18 points. Pennywise, the dancing clown, at number three with 14 points. At number four, we have the Deadites with 13 points. I'm super surprised, Twan, that you didn't have Deadites because I know you bang for Evil Dead 2 hard.
Dude, I do. So I am like very happy that it made the list. I'm not mad at that at all. I was really trying to dig deep and not go after like the, glaring obvious picks. I wanted to mix it up a bit, but I love it. Deadites at 4. I agree with that.
I agree. Jigsaw at number five with 11 points. Leatherface at six and Ghostface at seven, both with 10 points. So can interchange those audience. The Thing at number eight with 9 points. Zombies at number nine with 8 points. And Pazuzu at number 10 with 7 points. Also tied with King Payman with also 7 points. But I think two people on the list added Pazuzu. And if we're going legacy and like what it means to be a horror icon, it's kind of hard to argue against Pazuzu and The Exorcist. It kind of
solid
was.
list.
It's the OG Hereditary. I feel like The Exorcist was a lot of people are like, not only is this movie scary, but this is a fucking good ass movie.
Yeah,
And I feel like Hereditary revitalized that conversation for the modern sense. And yeah, it's like the spiritual successor to the OG Exorcist.
definitely. Can we talk about how Nick Cage is above the Creeper and Freddy Krueger?
I was gonna say
So
that.
Like, what the fuck?
Nick Cage being anywhere on this list is a travesty. I thought we were gonna switch it to long legs.
I was having fun. My bad.
Looking, I mean, I didn't go super crazy. Like I didn't do too like super deep cuts. I went 100% subjective on my list. But there was like some honorable mentions, like I had Frankenstein's monster on here at one point.
Oh yeah, do you guys want to go through your honorable mentions?
Yeah, we could go through them.
We just bang them out each.
Yeah, I have 5 honorable mentions.
Nice. Let's hear them.
All right, so I was who I had on, but I pulled off Frankenstein's monster, Jaws,
Okay.
Hannibal Lecter, The Predator, but it's not really a horror movie, more of an action sci-fi movie. Except Prey, I feel like is kind of spooky. And no, I think that was it. I think I just had those 4. Oh, and Hannibal Lecter. Did I say Hannibal Lecter?
Nah.
No, and Hannibal Lecter. Those are my like 5 that I decided they're really good, but none of them are really horror movies. They're just really fucking scary. Although I would say Jaws has a lot of horror elements in it.
It does.
But it's not really considered a horror movie, but it literally made everyone afraid to go in the water, and this movie came out in the 1970s.
Yeah.
And to this day, people are still very afraid of sharks in the ocean. Which I heard
one of those people.
before Jaws, like that wasn't really a thing. People didn't really trip on swimming because of sharks.
Damn, that's crazy to just like change the course of, humanity.
Yeah, like,
It's like thought process. Like a single movie that just shows like how impactful a film can be.
facts. What about you guys? What are your honorable mentions if you have any?
I have Pinhead from Hellraiser.
I'm surprised you didn't make our list.
Yeah. Payman from Hereditary.
Hell yeah.
I also have Candyman from Candyman. Bagul from Sinister. And the mother from The Barbarian.
Oh, nice. Okay. I had Thomas Hewitt, aka Leatherface. Megan, aka Megan. Predator.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
The 13 ghosts from 13 Ghosts. Like all of them together is just like one unit, just causing ruckus. Bro,
that glass house.
Where are they at?
They're gonna make a show.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh man, that's gonna be so cool. Like each of those ghosts was so crazy in that movie.
Yeah, they're insane.
That's gonna be so fun. The red face guy from Insidious.
Okay. He's like a sleep demon or something, right?
Yeah, he has creepy fingers and he likes to like sit behind people and like
Yeah.
Yeah. Candyman and then also Bagul from Sinister, because that movie was really crazy. Like the whole like all of it was nuts.
We had some tough competition. It was it's a good list. I don't think there's anything on here that I'm like that doesn't deserve to be on the list.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us for this special episode. We are still going to be covering the Ice Cream Man. That'll just be the following episode. I hope you guys like the new content. Let us know. I think these conversations were pretty good. We had some interesting additions. Some I don't know, I feel like we came with a pretty good definitive list. We'll post it up on our socials so you guys can comment and see what you give your opinions. What would you add? Who would you take out? So once again, we have the Xenomorph at number 1, Michael Myers at number 2, Pennywise at number 3, the Deadites at number 4, Jigsaw at number 5, Leatherface at number 6, Ghostface at 7, The Thing at 8, Zombies at 9, and Pazuzu at 10. So we're changing our schedule a bit, guys. So now that we're doing the live streams on Twitch on Mondays, our episodes will be releasing that following Monday. Give me some extra time to do like the editing and stuff. So stay tuned. We didn't forget about you. Just our new release date will be Mondays. If you guys haven't done so already, follow us on our social medias. We are on Instagram, TikTok, X/Twitter, Facebook, Reds, YouTube, and live on Twitch. As always, I have been your host, The Dale, followed by my two co-hosts, Mr. Saya
Adios.
and Twan.
Bye bye.
Catch you guys next week. Bye.